Good morning everyone! Today we've got to do this bathroom. As you can already tell, mold already started eating it. Which means we need to get rid of it, clean it properly. Same applies to the tiles. So we will start from cleaning everything out, washing all those stains, removing those funny shelvings, looks like from IKEA. Yeah, no product placement. Now it's gonna be quite funny to work around those pipes. What else? In general looks alright, but if we touching it here, we need to go over the whole tiles. Yep. Okay. A few more bits and pieces to be taken out. So what I've got here, I've got a small bucket to mix drugs. Got some sponge. That'll be for the filling. Yep. Knife, obviously to remove all silicone. That'll be for applying new silicone. We'll go with the middle one. Don't know what those do here. Oh yeah, that's for opening. Scrapper! Scrapper does this. That's the difference. So we will run the tiles with this pretty much everywhere, so we can fit the new filling between, because sometimes I can tell it's almost flush. What else? Some spare knives, gun, silicone. Always use sanitary. Yeah, English is not my first language. Well, you can read. Use silicone that is actually made to be within bathroom or kitchen, so it will resist mold in the future. That looks like cheap silicone, which was not meant to be in a bathroom. As you can tell, it's quite cheap, £3 for one, and that one will last approximately between 10 meters and 15 meters of a filling. In here we've got what? 1.5, maybe 2 meters. So we'll have some spare. Then we could technically change this one as well, because that silicone doesn't serve any purpose anymore. This is a joke. Okay, see you soon. Let's remove everything that we don't need. What does it say? Open to left. Okay, open. That wasn't that difficult. Put it here. Okay. So now I'm thinking if I would have to remove this pipe for the shower. It looks like it has two small bolts. Yeah, I will do it. I will have to find my tools downstairs. Because I left everything downstairs. That bathroom is not big enough for me to actually bring all my stuff in here. Okay, yeah, let me grab that. Okay. Now, which size is that? Let's guess. I will guess 3 or 2.5. Yeah.
2.5 definitely. Yeah, I think I've got it. Okay, gonna be off. Let's place it in a safe place. Now, hose. Let's get rid of that one as well. Do we have in here? 3/4 inch. No. Okay, that sound was the last bits of water from the inside. Now, don't lose the seal. You will need it. Okay. Stay here. Okay, that's more than enough room to start. Let's start cleaning. Now be careful, we don't want to scratch either buff or the tiles. So let's start gently. Here we go, that's some progress. Okay, so I removed silicone all the way around. Let's give it a quick swap. There's still some silicone between the wall and the tub. I'm not removing those bits. They actually works on my advantage because this is dirty. Because there's no actually mold in there on the moisture so far. So I'll just put the silicone over it. Silicone itself will act mold resistant from both inside the space underneath the top and the external moisture that will come. Now, this is just roughly cleaning because it's always nice to have a clean workplace. Doesn't take much time, doesn't cost customer much, if at all, and it can save you more time later on if you, for example, start to lay down your silicone and those small bits and pieces and dust will get into it and you would have to remove it and do it again. That's not the point, to do your job twice. Do it once, but good. Now, scraping. I will start with mold, then I will find spots which are more flush with the tiles. Then I will just do some groove for the new filling, and that's what it is. Now the way it is, the tool is built,
it's quite narrow, so instead of going that way and scrub just one line, we can scrub to the left, to the right, or keep it on a slight angle. And then, look, then we can scrub it all. To go inside. Okay. Let's make sure we've got that mold out. The way mold attacks the surfaces, it's not just on a surface. It is inside. There's always those micro cracks in the filling or concrete or wall where they actually hatch. So we will remove a bit more than we need. Just enough to not make any holes. Even if I've got the whole bag, I can cover it. But that will be extra job. And it's not the point to do the extra jobs. It's all experience wise. If you've never done that before, you will face some challenges. Let's call it challenge, not messed ups. Challenges. And they are challenges as long as you correct them. Now there's so many videos on YouTube, step by steps, made by professionals. I think you can overcome any challenge. There we go, it almost looks like new. Just work on the shape. Okay. A bit here. Just lightly in here. Here we go. Okay, I'll go all the way down. So I'll do vertical first, then horizontals all the way around. Then I will probably clean the place for the silicone, and I will start with, doesn't really matter what I will start with. I'll start with fillings, then go out, have some dinner, then I will come back, judge if I'm ready to go with silicone. If not, I'll have to do it next day. But I will keep you updated, so I will carry on and you carry on with yourself. Okay, so as you can see, I got rid of the mold. I scrubbed a bit more than I needed. I've got nice, not too deep, but deep enough gap to put new filament in here. So I'm ready to clean it, and then we will do fillings first, give them an hour or so, then I will do the silicones and I will be done at this point. Okay, cleaning, 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 cleaning. Wet sponge is the best, because if you're gonna use a brush, all you will do is move the dust from point A to point B. But wet sponge will keep all that dust. Not much yet. Now you will see it. Here we go. That's some old. To wait for it to dry.
So sponge should be just moist, not actually super wet. Clean it often, because otherwise you will just more mess than you actually want to clean. Oops, see, that's the running water there. Let's get it out. I will still allow that some time to dry. I'll just squeeze that through. Hopefully it will take all the dirt. Yep. There's a rule I forgot to mention. The golden rule says always work from the top to the bottom. And you better stick to it, because if you will start, for example, from the floor, that's a common sense really, but people used to forget about that. If you start from the floor, you finish the floor, then you realize you're gonna make a mess on that new floor, because you're gonna do walls, and when you finish the walls you realize that you didn't have a chance to do cut-offs, and you're gonna have to paint the wall again after you've done with your ceiling. So the best way is top, bottom, no problems there. Let's clean the bath itself as well, because it hurts my eyes when I see that. Plus, I will be going inside, so I don't want to get even more dirty than I already am. Now we're gonna allow that half an hour to dry properly.
A few moments later.
Okay, everything seems to be nice and dry. We can start mixing.
Always read instructions, because sometimes they work different ways. Sometimes they need more water, less water, more setting time, more mixing, etc, etc. So preparation, yada yada yada, application, yada yada yada. Remote usable up to 1 hour under ambient conditions. Okay, that allows me some time.
Small buckets, they're extra useful. Well, I used to tend to take out this bit. I don't need that. Okay. We will need this. And where's the other one? Here, I'm gonna mix with that. Okay, let's put some water in here. Now, I'm not rushing myself. I'm gonna do it in a few batches. I will start with that wall, then big wall, and the challenge on the end, because working around those pipes it's gonna be fun. Yeah. Okay. Straight to the bin. White. So the consistency should be quite thick. Otherwise, if it's gonna be too runny, there'll be too much water in it. It's gonna dry too fast, which will cause cracks. Let's give it some good mix.
I would say that's a perfect consistency. Maybe I will add some more, just a bit more. You can already spot small mistake I just done. It's always best to add more water to the powder than more powder to the mix. It's harder to get those dry spots to mix well. I'll use this spatula to put that on the tiles, and I'll use the rubber one to take off the excess. Let's start from the bottom. We need to work fast because the filament tends to set quick. But yeah. Now let's take some paper. And I will start from the top. So, as you can already tell, I didn't do much. It looks exactly the same as it was before. The only difference is there's gonna be a thin layer of new filament, which will bring some freshness into it. Always run this diagonally. If you run this way, like not perpendicular, well, on the same angle, you will fall into the groove and pull the filament out, which is pointless. We've got something to cover. On the first video, I think that was a pilot video or episode 1, when I was walking through the house we've been doing, I told you about kitchen called Chicken. So the story behind that is, good friend of mine went once to the customer to his house to give him a quote about his kitchen. Now, that guy came from China and he didn't speak English almost whatsoever. So when they've been standing with him in his house, he was showing like, and this is the old chicken, showing the kitchen, old chicken, and we need some new chicken in there, some chicken pieces here, and some chicken bits over here, and some chicken thing on the floor. And my mate wasn't sure what the hell he was on about until he asked him, like, excuse me, do you mean like a kitchen? I said, yeah, kitchen. Well, so they start laughing. That was quite, not really unprofessional. That was the situation. Everyone's been laughing, even the customer. But they didn't get that job in the end of the day. So, in my opinion, it was fun. At this point, you should know that I've got really dry humor. So, any further jokes I'm gonna tell on this channel, it's gonna be dry as hell. They're gonna dry those walls. But what should I do? Yes, I should just dry the walls with my crappy jokes.
Okay, it's all dry. Now the next step is smoothing it out and taking that funny small excess, yeah, that powder which stayed on our tiles. Okay, sponge should be moist, not running with water. Okay, let's start from the top. Whoa. Well, there's not much to show. That's what it is, just cleaning. So after that wash, we can install the shower rail back, which will take literally seconds, as it holds on the two small tiny screws. Which way? That way. It was this way around. And screwing in. Hot. Put that back. Some more lose it again. Okay. It's dry, clean. It's time to put silicone. And be careful with a knife, don't cut yourself. Okay. Now we need 45 degrees. Perfect. That's gonna make our application so much easier. You see why? We will be able to push the silicone in wherever groove there is. Okay, let's put our gun in some use. Before we start, yes, we've got this, so we're gonna take the excess. Now on this application, I'm gonna use that one. Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Oh, some paper towel as well. Recording. Release the gun. Let's start working it out. Now I can tell that tiles are not so perpendicular to the bathtub. I need to increase the angle. Let's do another pass. Increase the angle.
so I'll put some more to take it again. In here. Release the gun. Okay. Now we will need a wet finger for that, but first I'll take the excess on the tires. Can't stay here. It's not as handy as I thought it will be. That looks nice. One more pass. Yeah, one finger over there. Let's put some water in here. Okay. Now, let's take again the excess from the bathtub. Put finger. So that's the funny curve in here. I need to work it out. That one done. Over there. Now if you've got those small bits of silicone, don't bother with them. Once the silicone's set, those small bits will just come off with a wet cloth. Now clean the tool. Need to take the water off here. So I'm sure there's some one here. Yeah. So I won't have to rush. Okay, let's stop here. Release the gun. And there we go. Okay, so from here. Let's use the smaller one. Much better results. Perfect. We will carry on with the small one. So okay. And you would ask why I didn't use my finger in the first place. You know what? try and then come back to me.
There is a reason.
And I'm not really taking much, I'm just taking all those bumps and hips we've got, smoothing it out. One last bit. There was some old silicone in here as well, I already applied it. Now I'm going to remove it with this tool. Paper. Okay. Tool. And then I'll do wet finger. We should be done for today. That's how it looks like now. Okay, so I don't think it needs a wet finger. Yeah, let's just take off. Yeah, that will hold. That's where the tile was cut, and there's no filament in there. You can see here. I would leave it like that, and I destroyed everything again. Okay. Perfecto, now I have to clean everything after these bonds and we're ready to go home. See you on the next one.